Going in.
Love music, love life. It starts with great odds that only gets bigger. A game with the right shots on targets. A payout that's maxed with the best bonus offer. There are more ways to win on Bet King. Join today and claim 100% welcome bonus. Don't miss your shots. Visit betking.com to sign up today. Bet King, playground for kings. Every move you make, every syrup you breathe, every corner you take, every fighter you beat, every record you beat, we will be following you. Every single jump, every trophy won, every wicket you break, every breakaway you make, every cross, every dribble, every dunk, every pit stop, every loss, every victory, every single sport, we will be watching you.
Welcome inside the locker room.
When you hear the sound, you know it's time for the locker room inside of Smooth Breakfast. You are welcome to the locker room. It's 17 minutes gone past 8 a.m. It's the 12th day of April, I beg your pardon, 2021. And it's time for us to kick things inside of the locker room. We have a special guest, of course, the queen herself. Tega Supreme is here, joining me live. Jonathan TV is my name. Tega, you're welcome.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
It's today Monday.
Yes, no.
Oh, it's a new. Good morning, everybody.
And happy Monday to you, and welcome aboard. If you're just joining us, this is a Smooth Breakfast, and you can be part of the show. We're streaming live on YouTube. Hey, and go watch us off on there. It's www.youtube.com/Smooth FM 981. You can also engage with us here inside of the studio with all the thoughts, or your thoughts or comments on the stories you shall be sharing today on our WhatsApp platform. The number is 0809-444-0981. Again, 0809-444-0981. You can also tweet at us, but make sure to use the hashtag LockerRoom981. We're on Twitter at Smooth981FM. Tega, let's kick things off inside of the Edo 2020 football festival. Sports Festival, as the Bayelsa State swimmer Ife Eziba Gagba yesterday won the women's 800 meters freestyle to make it gold number 6. That's 6 gold for Bayelsa. Now, speaking on Gaba's performance, including a possible 7th gold goal in the relays to be concluded today, Coach Steve Oyechola said that and he says, and I quote, "It's those who have trained that are coming up with good performances. Lots of swimmers have not trained for the festival. The competition in Edo 2020 has not been up to the level we saw in Abuja 2018. Gagba is a fitness freak and has been doing well here."
Yes, so it is swimming time and waterside people are winning.
Oh,
what can I say?
I wanted you to say it.
Gabriel, I say this thing about Nigerians, about Nigerians and swimming. We do have the talent. It's just the infrastructure again and the administration that needs to work a little better, because we should be at the FINA championships grabbing all the medals, but we barely do all these things. And so she's from Ife is from Bayelsa, and she's won 6 gold. Now, if you remember, the Bayelsa State governor had said that if you won a gold medal, you get 1 million naira.
1 million.
So she has 6
So
gold.
she has 6 million. I mean, she has 7M on the way by today.
Promise and delivery, 2 things. 2 very different things. But she's won 6 medals, and she may win a 7th today based on what happens in the relay. But she's doing a great job. Now, the sports festival has not been without its own stories. There's also been question of disqualification. Team Plateau State was saying that a Kenyan ran for Bayelsa and won the marathon for Bayelsa, and so the Kenyan should be disqualified because he's not from Bielsa or he didn't grow up in
Bielsa,
Bielsa.
Mhm.
Well, you have to prove that. You have to prove that he's not even of some kind of Nigerian descent before you say he's
Before you
totally
say, you
Kenyan.
know,
So there are issues like that on ground. There's also been another athlete again from Bielsa. Now, here's the crazy thing about this one. Dino Ebarakumo, he came to compete for Rivers State. Somewhere between the journey from Rivers to Edo State, he swapped allegiances to Bielsa. Now, according to the reports, he hadn't completely registered for Bielsa State, so he wasn't cleared completely to register to compete for Bielsa State, and he competed for them, and he won, I think, 6 different medals in 6 different activities. So the MOC is going to withdraw those medals from them. So yes, like I said, a lot of states came to win, but the only state, the forever champions, you know us now, Delta State. We are winning without any drama. Other people are hiring.
So many things going on in the
They
background.
are hiring athletes and you know, from well, allegedly from Kenya, some from River State, but Delta State stays winning. So Delta State is at the top of the table, still with 207 gold. Sorry, 207 medals. Hey, Tega, you just gave Delta State 207 medals. 207 medals. 83 of them gold. Edo State is second with 67 gold. And then Bielsa State is third. So Delta State, we still stay winning.
Delta is still winning.
So you know that we make noise when we finish. When we clean out all the medals.
And we anticipate.
And we shut down LockerRoom. Only me.
You're like, everyone, go home.
Go home. So yes, Delta State winning, but the National Sports Festival, I mean, the more you watch it, the more you see the talent that we have in Nigeria. So think about it. A lot of people's favorite athletes, the guy that went to Big Brother, Mike Edwards, he did the high jump yesterday. He finished third. Behind Delta State, who finished first. We won gold.
What?
But he finished third. I'm just saying that there's so much talent. The 800 meters. If you remember, Patience Okon-George, she's represented Nigeria at many international tournaments. She was beaten on Saturday by the girl from Akwa Ibom State who won the gold.
Nice.
So you see all these you see all these athletes that if you just put just a little bit of structure in place, so give them good training schedule, if things just work as it's supposed to work in the sports ministry, you can tell that we'll be sweeping up and bringing home some medals even from the Olympics. Unfortunately, I mean, we are in the states we're in, but things are looking up. With the way the sports festival is going, and which is why I make it a point of duty to talk about the first sports festival. So if you're out there listening and you can support the athletes, maybe your company can support the athletes or your organization has something, then you start to look towards sports in Nigeria and athletics. Not every time Super Eagles. I'm not saying you shouldn't give your money to Super Eagles and Super Falcons, but look at the other sports.
Athletics,
they are athletes doing great things everywhere,
and they need funding and support.
And they need funding and support. Yes. So if you have an organization, you have a company, you can speak with. And if you are a company owner, you're listening. I know some of you. Communications manager, brand manager. Invest in sports. We have talent there.
We do. Let's move on to tennis. Rafael Nadal says he's fit and well as he embarks on the start of his clay court campaign in Monte, the first port of call on the road to Roland Garros. An important part of the season has arrived for me, he told the press conference on Sunday. I am confident. I am playing well. I think I am practicing well this couple of days here in Monaco, in Monte Carlo, before the tournament starts. So I feel ready.
I would say this. He hasn't played since the Australian Open, since he was knocked out of the Australian Open by Tsitsipas. Djokovic also hasn't played since he won the Australian Open. Everybody, I mean, over 30 now, people are just taking their time, not just hustling into any tournaments that's around. But this is the start of the clay court season, and they have to prepare for Roland Garros. Now, for him, he's going for his 14th Roland Garros title,
Mm.
and he has won 12 Masters already in Monte Carlo.
Mm.
So I mean, if you look at Rafa Nadal's numbers without looking at detail, it's very impressive.
Yeah, it's
Then you look at the detail and you see that most of them are clear cut. So this is his season.
Yeah, this is his
And
season.
it's
Yeah.
important for him to really get back in shape. So he's going for his 13th title in Monte Carlo because he's won 12.
12
And
already.
then he's going for his 14th. Is it 14th year in Roland Garros?
Nice.
Because he's won 13, I think.
Mm.
So a huge deal.
Huge.
Something
Something to look forward to.
but all the young cats is just coming up.
Oh
and,
man, those guys are.
and they're not looking at faces or looking at the number of Grand Slams.
They have things to prove.
They can't even see your resume.
They don't even care.
So-
Disrespectful bunch.
So I think at this point in time, they're going to come up with he's going to try to come up and try to beat some of the young cats because like I said, the minute one young person beats you, every young person will attempt to beat you. That's how it is. Like the door has been open, everybody's just rushing.
It's
through
just,
it.
I mean,
So it's going to be good to see. I want to see for him particularly how fit he is because he struggled more physically than Novak Djokovic has. So I know Novak Djokovic was taking a break and trying to rest, especially his arm because of his elbow, especially because of his serving. So I want to see how that has recovered. But with Novak Djokovic, you never really know how really ill he is because he likes to act when he comes on court. So you don't know how bad the situation is. But with Rafa Nadal, when he's in pain and he gives up, you know he's in pain. Yeah. So and we've seen his struggles well documented with all the knee injuries. So I want to see how he is ready, how physically ready he is at this tournament. I think both of them play on Wednesday, and that'll be when their first match will be because they are top seeds, so they're going to obviously skip the first round, and then they'll play round 2. So it'll be interesting to see how they pan out. But tennis has become any man's game these days.
Chai.
But let's see if the previous top 4 can still hold on to their title
this season. Let's move on to football. Barcelona coach Ronald Koeman raged against the referee for not awarding them a penalty in their 2-1 defeat to Real Madrid in Saturday's Clásico, which knocked them off course in the La Liga's 3-way title race. If you're a Barcelona fan you saw this game, you'd be very annoyed with 2 of the referee's decisions. It was clear penalty, and then he only gave 4 minutes of stoppage time, and that's coming from the Dutch coach.
I will say this. He gave only 4 minutes of stoppage time, but you had 90 minutes before then and you did not score. So I don't know what you want the referee to do. But I will say this: the El Clasico lived up to the billing. It was firecracker from the beginning to the end. It was amazing to watch. You couldn't just walk away. And we haven't really seen that in a long time. It's usually either both managers are cautious or one team is dominant over the other team. But on Saturday, it was both teams going at each other's throats. It's just that Real Madrid edged it, especially because of their performance in the first half. And Real Madrid could have scored more goals in the first half. I don't know what was happening to Barcelona, but their defense just didn't align. And I think Mingueza was hoping that Sergio Dest to pick up some people, and Sergio Dest wasn't putting in the effort, especially when it came to falling back defensively, and Araujo was still struggling physically. But whatever it is, Real Madrid managed the game so well in the first half. I thought they should have had maybe 3 or 4 goals in the first half, but the second half Barcelona came back at it, and this time they didn't just dominate possession, they created chances, which was different from what they did in the first half. It was like they were holding the ball in the first half and Real Madrid was like, thank you, give me the ball, let me score first, I'll give it back to you. And that's what was happening. But the second half, Barcelona created chances with the possession they had. It's just that final touch. Sometimes it was one touch too many, sometimes it was just somebody not being a little clinical, but they did create chances, and they could have stolen a point at the end of the game, but Ilyas Moriba hit the post. And I will say this with him, I agree, I have seen penalties given for that Braithwaite foul because he tugged his arm. You can't tell me when I'm running how much force I require to fall down. The force I require to fall down may not be the same force that I require to fall down when I'm standing on my 2 feet. So I don't like this nonsense where referee says, "Oh, there was contact, but it was not enough." The question is, was there contact? Yes, then give the penalty. End of discussion. There's no ambiguity in the law. There shouldn't be ambiguity in the interpretation. But that's what happens. Sometimes it's given, sometimes it's not. And so when it's not given, I don't think coaches should come and cry like this over it, especially when you had a whole 94 minutes to score and you didn't.
And you didn't.
There's no guarantee that you could have scored penalty shot. So let's just but it was a good game to display what La Liga has become. The thing for the bad news for Barcelona though is they are now third on the table, 2 points away from the top Atletico Madrid, who drew against Real Betis on Sunday. And so it's just 2 points between the top three. But on head-to-head, Real Madrid has it. And in the La Liga, when it comes to tiebreakers in the La Liga, they first start from head-to-head before they go to goal difference. So on head-to-head, Real Madrid have it. And which means if at the end of the day, by some ridiculous mathematics, the La Liga comes to a tie, then Barcelona are on the back foot. But congratulations to Real Madrid. They're just 1 point behind Atletico Madrid, and Atletico Madrid still have to face Barcelona. So, or Barcelona still have to face Atletico Madrid. Either way, it's looking like at the end of the day, Real Madrid have the better chances of the top three to win their title, and that means they'll retain the La Liga title. Nice. So let's see the way it is. It's an interesting setup for La Liga this time around.
Let's see. Moving on to the future. We have to go on a short break here. I want to take a story, but I think when we come back, and also we're going to take your messages when we come back on the other side. This is Locker Room inside of Smooth Breakfast. My name is Judith TV. My guest today is the Queen, Tiger Supreme. Don't go anywhere.
Don't contend. Station.
Can't nobody do it like us. Hey there! So there are many ways to win on BetKing.com. Like a buffet, all you have to do is pick and choose. Now when you join, you get double of your first deposit of up to 100,000 Naira. This is how BetKing says, welcome. When you place your bet, you are assured of the best odds in the game. This way, your potential win is higher. If you are not sure of who will win a game, BetKing has provided a massive array of market options for you to bet on, like shots on target, ball possession, fouls, substitute, and so much more. In addition to your potential big win, you can get a multiplier bonus of up to 225%. And then when a game you bet on is not going the way you like, you can always cash out live. Payout happens fast every day. To get more information and to register, visit www.betking.com.
Hi, this is Gold Swag on Smooth 98.1. The smoothest dial on Lagos Radio.
Why don't you stay?
Playground for kings.
98.1.
The best of everything in the morning, and more.
Hey, a little less conversation, a little more action, please.
Weekday mornings, 6 till 10.
Some time for some conversation right here inside of Smooth Breakfast. My name is Judith TV. Welcome back. This is the Locker Room 981, the second half of Locker Room 981. Tiger Supreme is live with me inside of the studio. We're streaming live on YouTube. Go onto our YouTube platform. It's www.youtube.com/smooth981FM and check us out there. You can also engage with us here in the studio. Send us a WhatsApp message to 0809-444-0981. I'm going to take some of our messages here. This is Tayo from Ja, and he makes some comments on our sporting festival going on at Edo 2020. You just have to overcome how we patronize machinery. As usual, sports is not immune. That's what it's trying to say. And it goes on and it makes more comments here on Coleman. It goes, Coleman is better football commentator than coach. He's a better football commentator than being a coach. He should probably switch jobs. Real came through with the receipt, whereas Atletico is paying nonsense despite the freebies. And more here. This is Cruz. He goes, Barcelona no try. I'm a fan, but it was a horrible showing. Them sabi play and hold ball, but finishing was just terrible. Madrid was just using Baca for 100-meter dash practice on the counters. The only person I feel for in La Liga right now is Diego Simeone. More messages. This is Mr. Ifeanyi. It goes, good morning, ladies. So what happened to Son? Was deemed a foul by the referee. Tiger, please look outside if it snowed last night. Very annoying rubbish. VAR has killed football.
No, VAR has it. I won't agree with you. What happened to Son was a foul. Let's not go there.
Let's not go there. This is also from Ronson. He goes, Tiger, Coleman should stop crying like a baby. And like Zizo will say, ref's job is very complicated. It favors you sometimes and sometimes it doesn't. Let's talk about that Son conversation finally. Manchester United boss Gunnar Solskjaer said that the game is gone after a controversial disallowed goal in their 3-1 win at Tottenham Hotspur. If that was my son and he stays down, he needs his mates to help him up. He doesn't get food because that's embarrassing. So Solskjaer said the game's absolutely gone.
Okay, I will say this for Gunnar Solskjaer. If you don't give your son food because somebody flicked his hand and slapped him in the face and he fell, then you should probably take your children from you. Yeah, obviously not a good parent. I'm sick and tired of this argument. I hear it all the time. It is nonsense. Okay, so they will tell you. I mean, older footballers will say, coaches would say, sometimes when a player is trying to get the ball, use your body to protect the ball. And sometimes, yes, you can use your arm to try and hold off a player from getting the ball. Now, what and some people compare it to what happened to Marcus Rashford in the first half, earlier on in the same half. Sorry. What happened with Marcus Rashford was Reguilon used his hand to hold Rashford off on the chest. Rashford fell on the floor like he'd been knocked in the teeth and was holding his face. Go and watch the replay 5 times. He was held off in his chest. He fell on the floor like he was shot in his teeth. It's not the same. That's football. It's a contact sport. What McTominay did to Son is he did not just hold him off. He flicked his wrists. He flicked his hand. It was a slap. And you cannot convince me, for the life of me, I still do not understand why after the referee reviewed that thing, he didn't give a second yellow card. He probably thought maybe it's too early to give a red card. I don't want to spoil the match. But to me, Tega no Jaife, he flicked his wrist. That's a second yellow card. And that's a red card. So the fact that he was on the pitch, you guys should just be thanking God. Stop saying it was not a foul. It was a foul. It was a foul in any country. It was a foul in church. It was a foul anywhere. Even places they forgive people for nothing. It was a foul. Stop arguing. He flicked his wrist. And because he kept his face away. People were saying, oh, it was not intentional. No, haven't you seen them score no-look goals? When Benzema scored on Saturday, was he looking at the goalpost? Did he flick the ball into the net with his back foot? Was it not intentional? Please, people should stop this thing you're saying. You have peripheral view. That was a foul. However, on the balance of play, Manchester United bossed the second half. Again, when you watch this football, it was a game of 2 halves. First half, yes, they did enough to win. Don't get me wrong. That goal, for me, when they cancelled the goal, I was like, but that goal came 3 passes after. Should it still be? It came 3 passes after the foul and so on. Should it still have been cancelled? It's some of the things I question. Because they've made 3 passes. Tottenham had enough opportunity to set themselves up. But should it still count? But it was a foul in the build-up. And so if that foul was given, I'm guessing that the ball would have still been in possession of Tottenham Hotspur. So maybe that's why the goal was cancelled. But that was a beautiful goal that Cavani scored and was cancelled. And Tottenham goes ahead, takes the lead. Unfortunately for them, Manchester United are the king of comebacks. And when these guys come back, boy, do they do it well. I don't know which of their goals were technically the best goal. But the goal for me that was the best goal was the Cavani goal that gave them the lead, because he had been working so hard, getting into the great position, had a beautiful goal cancelled in the first half, rightly cancelled, if I must mention. But that header that he scored, it was with all the venom. Like, he will not cancel this one. it was beautiful to watch. And for me, that's what I tell players. Yes, maybe you are offended, or maybe you feel wronged by the referee. People make mistakes, but just keep playing your game. And he kept playing his game, and he got the goal, and he gave them the lead. And Tottenham went out to look for the equalizer. While they were looking for the equalizer, they left their defense open, and Mason Green was like, "Thank you very much.
So much.
Let me just get one more goal for good measure." It was good to watch, but I'd say this: it was good game management, especially in the second half. By Manchester United, it was great use of the ball. Pogba played beautifully. Cavani, for me, should have been man of the match, because it was his attitude was it for me. But for Tottenham Hotspur and Jose Mourinho, they have a lot of thinking to do, because even when they had the lead, the way they move the ball around, and I don't think that sometimes, especially in London, I don't think they have the smartest footballers in London. I'll say this, because they like to play the ball a little too much. So that's not why they have 10 outfield players. The reason they have 10 outfield players is that you should pass the ball to each other and get a goal. But sometimes they overplay the ball. The likes of Ndombele, Sissoko, Sejori, I don't think they manage the ball well. And they were key to Tottenham doing anything on the field. So yes, Jose Mourinho and his boys need to really sit down and have a good team talk, because they do not manage matches well. And Jose Mourinho is the coach, yes, and I know you blame Jose Mourinho, but sometimes even the players on the pitch, there are some things they'll do, be like, this one is not coach's fault. this boy is just not bright. So yeah, the players and the team need to do it well. But Manchester United did the job that needed to be done. It was impressive. It was beautiful. But that thing on Son was a foul. Every day of the week, and twice on Sunday.
Let's move on to more here. Still on football, Juventus coach Andrea Pirlo said he would rate the first year as a manager a 6 out of 10, insisting he must do more after seeing his side beat Genoa 3-1 in Serie A on Sunday. I give myself an estimate of 6 out of 10 so far, Pirlo said. I must certainly do more. I've had a passion for football since I was a child, and the difficulties led me to work harder. When you don't achieve certain results, the main culprit is the coach. Every time you have to feel under scrutiny if you want to improve.
Yes, he's giving himself 6 over 10. Well, what I can say is that Juventus right now are 12 points behind Inter Milan. So I don't know how you get 6 over 10 with the team you have, especially as Juventus have won the Scudetto for the past 9 seasons. So how 6 over 10? Well, 6 over 10 is still a C. No, at least he didn't give himself a B plus
It's a
or
pass.
an A.
It's a pass. It's just a nice sweet pass.
He gave himself. I mean, because really he has the team to be doing more, but he hasn't done that consistently, and I won't blame him too much, because I'll say this: even when he was coming into the before he came into the team, I said Juventus needed some things to be changed with the players. Some of the players were getting older, couldn't compete enough. So I wouldn't 6 over 10. Okay, it's a fair result. On second thought, it's a fair result for him to give himself.
It's a nice sweet pass. It's really just
so,
palatable.
Yeah, it's not bad. But for Inter Milan though, it's looking like the Scudetto is really coming to them. Even where in games where they've struggled to score goals, they've managed to come away with just what they need. And against Cagliari on Saturday, they're able to get just the 1 goal, and they defended well, and they got all 3 points. So they're winning like champions now. Playing impressively in the games that they can, and getting impressive results in the game that they cannot play impressively in. So good one to see.
Good one to them. Let's take messages as we round things up here in the studio. This is from Twitter. His name is Sean Abel. You're at Abel Timitalk 13, and it goes #LockerRoom at 981. I wonder when people would start giving credit to Solskjaer. I know he wasn't won a trophy in England, but give him kudos to how he's made progress with Manchester United. That's what he says. Let's move on to messages here. This is let's see. This is Ken. It goes, hello, Tega and Judith. Gabriel Martinelli had more impact in the first half than William has managed in the entire season so far for Arsenal. How come Arteta can't see this? This alone is sack worthy. That's what he said. This is coming from, what, I didn't leave your name though. I don't know if I can take that message because you didn't leave your name. Let's move on to Debo. Should Boba had gotten a red card? Should he have gotten a red card? That's a question.
Tricky. You know.
Let's move on. This is a big E from K2. Arsenal have been using Martinelli was on fire, and he was on fire yesterday. I think that's what we're trying to say. The coach should be putting players that will run the pace for him. Manchester United controversy, yes, the goal should be disallowed, but Man U, you tore Tottenham everywhere in the second half, and if Man U was utilizing Lingard, they will be carrying cups by now. The shocker for the week for me, it's Leeds beating Man City 2-1. What a weekend. Let's move on to this one from Godwin from Ajay. It goes, good morning, Tega. I've switched sports. Did you see Eve Ajagba yesterday?
Ife Ajagba. I don't, yeah, that was too hard.
This is, I'm taking that message. This is Bash from Yaba. Tega, you will now be a good judge because you said the law is the law, nothing like intention. What do you think about Pogba's elbow on the Tottenham defender? Was it not a red? ESPN pundit says it's a yellow.
So you are telling me about another station on my station?
I don't even
Bad
know.
Taste, Bash. Bad taste.
I don't even know. This is
like that pundit is the standard.
Standard.
Bash.
We'll flog you.
Taste.
We'll flog you. And then this is Oluwafemi Omotayo. It goes, give it to Zidane. He knows how to get results in the big games. The La Liga pendulum is surely swinging in the way of Real Madrid now. I'm going to take this last message as we round things up here. You've been sending this. I really have taken so many messages. This is Shay. Goes, Judith, Kwekwanu, Tega, Wiko Bureau. Judith, which club do you support? Your voice is take away. Tega, in summary, Chelsea won well. Arsenal, fantastic. Tottenham slipping on bicycle. Ife Ajagba is a phenomenon. Man City has won league. El Clasico is no more classical. And Edo 2020. Tega, why is your Delta State packing all the golds now? And VAR is becoming video. Affliction. Referee. And that's how we end the show today. Thank you so much, Tega, for being part of the show, and thank you for coming in.
You're welcome.
Join us on Wednesday for more. I've seen all your messages. I'm sorry, I cannot take them. It keeps dropping. I am so sorry. But join us inside the 9 o'clock hour. It's going to be time for Lagos Talks at 9 a.m. We're going to open our phone lines then. Don't go anywhere. This is Smooth Breakfast. Good morning.
Smooth 98.1